Good morning, y'all. We made it to Gatlinburg yesterday evening, and we're waiting on this place behind me, the Flapjack Log Cabin, to open. So as soon as it opens, we'll get some breakfast. We were thinking it opened at 7:30, but it doesn't open till 8, so it's kind of putting us a little bit behind. But we're getting ready to eat, and then we'll head up and start hiking from Newfound Gap, going southbound on the AT towards, well, ending at Fontana Dam, where we last hiked. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Still waiting on a breakfast place to open. Right next door there's this chainsaw artist displays. There's a store here, and I'm just walking around waiting on breakfast, so I thought I'd show you guys some of this chainsaw art.
Hello everyone, it's Trickle and Flow, Debbie and Brent. We are getting back on the trail. If you've been following us, we left the trail on April 2nd, had some family obligations, took care of those. I got bronchitis, took another week or so. It was longer than we wanted. But anyway, today is May 12th? 10th. We don't know what day it is. It is Saturday, and we are heading up to Newfound Gap. We left off at Fontana Dam, going up to Newfound Gap, and we're going to hike southbound down to Fontana Dam. And at that point, we're going to meet up with Donna, aka Sparrow. Anyway, we spent the night in Gatlinburg last night, and we are heading up to Newfound Gap and are going to hike southbound. About 10, maybe 12 miles. We will see when we get there. Okay, see you down the trail. All right, we just left the parking lot at Newfound Gap and headed southbound. We'll go over Clingman Stone today, and then we got two options, either going 10 miles or 12 miles, so we can assess at 10. That's what we're going to do. We got a little later start than we wanted. Breakfast place we ate at opened later than we thought, so we had to have a big breakfast though before we came out here. Anyway, we're looking forward to a nice day. Temperature is about 49, 48, 49. So perfect hiking weather. See you down the trail.
Went downhill right out of the parking lot, but we've made it about a mile. After just a couple of tenths of a mile, you start climbing again. So we finally made it to the first plateau after that climb. A little bit of a view, some clouds hanging over that one, mountaintop over there, and so yeah. But anyway, we've been going about 40 minutes or so, and getting our trail legs back together. They feel well rested, but they've got to get used to climbing for long distances and things. But can't ask for a better day so far. I think we got a couple of these before the weather will deteriorate on Monday night into Tuesday all day. And I think even into Wednesday. It's not looking good unless it changes. But we'll check in a bit. It's about 11 o'clock now. Going through a nice little hemlock grove. Heading, still climbing, but I mean, we're going our way to Clingman's Dome, which is the highest point on the entire AT, elevation-wise. So we would expect to climb, but it's not been too bad. A lot of these built-in erosion control bars, i.e. steps, that you have to work your way up, but they're doing their best to control the erosion. Pretty good job overall. Anyway, we're making our way to Clingman's Dome. It's about 50 degrees. As I mentioned, I did check the thermometer. So we'll be checking in again in a bit. It's real pretty through here. Nice and lush.
We've got these. This is the second one we've come over. They're trying to control the wild hogs, and so this is just a little gate thing you have to go through or over, the metal thing.
So it was installed in 1984.
Installed in 1984?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fence going up through the woods and down there.
It's a beech tree area, and they evidently destroy it.
And so we are headed that way.
All right, we're out at the Indian Grave Gap parking trailhead. So we just made it out here. Some other trails cross, Chimney Tops Trail. So we're crossing this little open area, heading back into here. Beautiful woods today.
really pretty in here. I'm hoping the video's catching it. But just this green, lush green, and then the green moss on the dead trees. It's very magical. Hiking in the Smokies.
Walking across some boardwalks. No water in here, but I guess it probably gets wet when it rains a good bit. So they give you something to walk on. Still in this beautiful moss-covered forest. We've been in here for a couple miles at least, maybe more. Really pretty.
Right over there.
Got to get around a mud pit here. So. Well, we're right next to the road because there goes the law enforcement personnel and a law enforcement personnel carrier. It's a swamp in the mountains here.
Okay, we just passed an awesome little family, the Merchants. It was a mom and dad and their 4 kids. They had started at Newfound, hiked to Clingman's, and now they're hiking back to Newfound. They're training. They're going to attempt a through hike next year. So they were out just doing a hike. Had some trail magic. We got some fruit, strawberries, bananas, some Gatorade. So it was awesome. Big help to give us this last little bit up to Clingman's Dome. Much appreciated. So anyway, that was just fun to meet them. I'll put a picture up of us with them. But I always admire people hiking with their families. That's pretty cool.
Well, we're about, probably 3/4 of a mile left to get up to the top. Really pretty. We're starting to get higher up. You can see the clouds are moving really fast. So we're still climbing for now till we get to the top of Clingman's. Check in a bit.
Okay, we're real close to Clingman's Dome. We can see it. I think there are a lot of people up here, so we're going to do a little video before we got up there. We'll video some more later. But Clingman's Dome, those of you who don't know, is the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. So all the way from Georgia to Maine, this is the highest point will be on the whole trail. So yeah, and then our plan from here, we're gonna go up and do the view thing. And there's a shelter about 2 miles south. So that's just where we will be going after we do this part. See you down the trail. Heading up the tower. Sat down at the bottom, ate some pizza that we packed out, and stashed our packs, and so we're heading up.
Getting some good views on the way down from Clingman's. We're headed down to the Double Springs Gap shelter, Double Spring Gap shelter, and that'll put us at about 10.5 miles today, I believe, but we're about little less than 2 miles to go. So we shall keep you posted as we go. Oh yeah, we got a nice view out this side too. Okay, it's about 7 p.m. and we're about a 1/10 of a mile away from the Double Spring shelter. So we'll be there in just a second or two. But see, we're about 5,500 feet down here. So we were 6,600. So we've come down 1,100 feet in elevation from Clingman's. And it's been mostly downhill, a couple of little hills to climb on the way. But in the national park, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, you have to stay in the shelters if there's room. And you can't do your tent. Can't set your tent up if there's room in the shelter. So I don't know what the situation will be down here, but I'm sure there's going to probably be room. And we'll check in down there in a minute. I didn't want to do too much video right when we walk up. So I will check in here in a minute.